Hey my friends, it is August the 8th. I just want to do a real little quick live. I have been so busy, and I just wanted to chat with you about a couple things. I know whenever things are happening, y'all just want to know. I appreciate that too. So, I've had such a busy week. Crazy things. You know, just about the time I think everything, I know every trick in the book, I know what's going on, I know how to handle it, then some other crazy thing happens. So, first of all, I want to say thank you, everyone who has sent me letters. I have them stacked there on the corner of our counter going into the office. I haven't looked at each one specifically yet, but I probably have around 20. So I had asked you to please get those to me by the 10th. I'm going to give you this weekend. So please just take the time this weekend and talk about how CPS has affected your life and how they've either screwed up, how they violated your constitutional rights, how you know they didn't obey the law, how they lied to the court, and how your children were affected and damaged from all of that is so important, and that's what we're looking for. So I can represent you, and I can walk into congressmen, senators, and talk to them and say, you know, I am here because of people in Washington and Florida and Arizona and not just Tennessee. So I know I have a lot of people from Tennessee. I think out of our 12,000 members with Family Forward Project, there are around 400 in the state of Tennessee. I'd like to see a whole lot more so I can get more done. But we have members from all over the United States. So this is your chance and your opportunity to let me be your voice, okay? Let me be your voice. All right, so let me tell you, okay, all right, hang on here. I gotta make sure I get windy. Hang on here, I got a couple more people I just have to tag. Oh, it won't let me tag anybody else. Okay, that's odd. I guess Facebook has now decided how many people I get a tag, and I'm showing low network connections. I'm going to move a little closer to my building over here. All right, so I am just now getting ready to leave work. What is it? Almost 7 o'clock. I've been in court all morning over in Rutherford County. This week I've been in, oh my gosh, where else have I been? Oh, I don't know. I've been in over the past, since I've been back to work. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm going to get my key and walk inside. So just hang on tight, because I know when we lose internet connection, things get a little weird. So just hold on. I'll go back inside. You're going to go with me. I thought I could sit outside and maybe get a little bit of fresh air, but that's not going to happen. Okay. Hang on. Here we go. This is my office. Okay. All right. So here are so the letters. Again, I want to thank you very much for getting the letters out to me. So I'm gonna put them together in a book. I'm gonna pay for it. I think we've got a little bit of money in Family Forward Foundation. We're gonna get some pictures. I'm gonna gather that from you next. So tomorrow I go to Davidson County on a medical kidnap case in which the court entered a ruling terminating parental rights, which I was not the attorney on. The mother came to me after it was entered, and I read through this memorandum opinion. It was probably 75 pages long, and I wrote what's called a Rule 59 and a Rule 52, motion to alter, amend, and motion for additional findings of fact. A couple of things I'm just going to tell you about. One of them is mother was required to do a mental health evaluation on her PERM plan. She elected to have somebody else do it other than DCS. DCS complained that she did not get it filed in time, and so therefore the judge did not let her file it. However, the attorney was able to get it in as an offer of proof, but then the judge's findings were that the mother didn't complete her mental health evaluation, and since the mental health concerns were such an important part of her permanency plan, that she had substantially not complied with the PERM plan. All right, so I filed a Rule 59, Rule 52 on that, basically saying there's no findings that she has any mental health issues. So you can't make a finding that the concern was substantial if you don't make any findings of fact. Now, tomorrow, I have noticed that the DCS General Counsel, the one person, absolutely one person in DCS who loves to hate me, who I've knocked heads with for years and years and years, Doug Diamond, is going to be making a notice of appearance and showing up. Okay, so this is good. When I went up to speak to the General Assembly in February and talked to the committee that was supposed to be the oversight for DCS, he was on the other side of the room, and I went over and I go, "Hey Doug, I'm speaking today," and I suppose that's why you're here. And yeah, it was indeed. So I get to wrestle heads with Doug Diamond tomorrow, which will be interesting. It is a medical kidnap case. It's a horrible case. We're having such a hard time getting our medical experts secured on these. So that, and then today I worked all day on a response and a motion to dismiss, basically a motion to dismiss, to show that these orders to control conduct before there's ever been a finding of abuse or neglect are unconstitutional. You cannot just control the conduct of a person if you don't have some kind of findings that they're either creating harm or that the child's at substantial risk of harm. So they stepped on the wrong tail on that case, and so I've got that filed and did all the jurisdictional arguments and got that over. We got a special judge appointed on that, so I've got that over to the special judge, emailed to him today. We had a judicial conference call this morning regarding some grandparent visitation. I got some grandparent visitations secured. However, they are, of course, going to make me jump through some hoops to do the rest of what I need to do. And I'm just going to do it. So I can't get into all the details on that one right now. Don't forget a few things. October the 5th, Alabama. October the 5th, Alabama. October the 5th, Alabama. That should be up in events. If you are anywhere, if you're within 3 hours of, I think we're doing it in Birmingham, if you're within 3 hours of Birmingham, and actually even 4 hours, we have a lot of Georgia people. I need you Georgia people to come over to Birmingham. Just make a day trip of it and come over, and so that we can get some Georgia organization going. I keep seeing all these horrible things happening in Georgia, and I'm not having anybody kind of rise to the top to help put anything together there. So please, Georgia people, Tennessee people, you're really close enough to get down there as well. So we let's try to get together in Alabama. Also, I've put on the calendar September 7th as an International Protest Day. The reason I put that up there is because we have some people who are in Norway and Germany and Israel and Italy, all over the world. And I think it was somebody from Norway who was protesting their children being taken out of Norway. Norway is horrible for taking children. So it's just an International Protest Day. I have ordered some new banners for myself because I don't know where my other banners went. I don't know. Last I had them was in Detroit. I don't know if anybody saw them or has them or picked them up in Detroit. Let me know. They were the ones that set our kids free and stopped separating American families. But anyway, I went ahead and ordered some more. So I'm going to try to get some photos taken with my new banners. September 8, 9, 10, maybe 11, there are a DC envoy will be there to talk to some senators and congressmen. Some of those appointments are being set up. This is a follow-up visit from the one that happened July the 30th. Marissa Hamilton was there, Kathleen Arthur, Whitney Manning, Terry LaPointe, Kyle Pasterwick, and I think several other people from the Fathers movement regarding child support. So we're having a follow-up on that. And there is a specific bill out there to defund ASFA and force the funding to shift because, as you know, the Families First Prevention and Services Act that was passed in February 2018 has been kicked down the road and kicked down the road and kicked down the road. And all these states are asking for extensions until like October 2020 or October 2021. And let me tell you, they are so aggressive right now in taking kids. Now, let me shake you to your toes because I just heard Yesterday or the day before, Medical Kidnap did a story about a new Senate bill that they're trying to pass, that a bruise on a baby under a year old will be considered a sentinel injury, and it has to be reported to CPS. A bruise, any size of a bruise on a baby, is going to have to be reported to CPS. Oh my gosh. Someone else posted a letter that they got from the school that said that if the child's fees and charges were not paid, that it would be reported to CPS as student neglect. Oh my gosh, I cannot handle it. Ugh. Okay, so let me tell you that I got a phone call today, a random phone call from an attorney in Tennessee who told me how angry he was at DCS. Hooray, 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 hooray. So he's working a case out of a county. I'm not going to say where it is right now because he and I are talking about the next steps that he wants to do. And this poor mom is really being harassed. Oh my gosh, and he just is willing to stand up and fight him. And I talked to him about what he needed to do. I told him I would provide him some of my legal memorandums and arguments. I gave him my cell phone number, said you could call me, text me, and help you get the case put together, because I cannot be everywhere. I am one person, okay? One person, and I have a law practice, okay? So I have to maintain my law practice. I have clients and I have other cases pending, not just CPS cases. I have probate cases, I have contract cases, I have tort cases, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so I have to keep working. I work 60 hours a week at least. All right, so finally, I wanted to share with you on the criminal case. You all know it's pending. I got arraigned, got arrested, and so you know from what I shared before that the state had tried to file a motion for a gag order, and they filed it before I even got arraigned, and and then I got arraigned. I had an attorney show up in my place, and the judge had sent me a personal email. Shaking my head. I have never, ever, ever heard of a judge sending a criminal defendant a personal email, okay? Never, 25 years, never heard of that. Judge sent me a personal email along with the district attorney about the motion for the gag order, and trying to set my trial in September, which is before even my co-defendant client has her trial, and I'm allegedly charged with accessory after the fact. So the DA said, well, you can't really do that, to the judge, and copied it to me, of course. And then the judge entered another order about setting the gag order for August 2nd. And then I got an attorney to send an email, said we really need to move it. And then the judge just sent this order today. He sent it a few days ago, but they're sending him to my house, by the way. Instead of sending him to my attorney, of course, I hadn't been arraigned yet, but the clerk's office is sending these to my house. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I never check the mail at my house. It's always junk mail. All my personal important mail comes to my office. All my bills come to my office because I have, that's where they all get sorted out. So the fact that I even found that mail is important. All right, so I get this order, and the judge says this: the court has carefully considered the merits of the state's motion and finds the Tennessee Rules of Professional Conduct, specifically 3.6 and 3.8, provide the parties and the adjudicative process sufficient protection against the potential for an unfair prejudice arising out of or related to public statements made by either party. Inasmuch, hold on. This is so mad. This makes me so mad. Inasmuch Ms. Reguli is a lawyer licensed to practice law in Tennessee, she is subject to the provision of the Tennessee Rules of Professional Conduct, including specifically in this case, RPC 3.6. Okay, now, let's talk about this a minute. So, first of all, I'm a criminal defendant. I have a lawyer. I am not representing myself. I am a criminal defendant. I have the rights of free speech just like any criminal defendant. I am not acting as a lawyer in this criminal case. So angry about this because basically it's a gag order. Basically, he's saying that I have to apply to 3.6, which basically says that, let me tell you what it says. A lawyer who is participating or has participated in the investigation or litigation of a matter shall not make an extrajudicial statement that the lawyer knows or reasonably should know will be disseminated by means of public communication and will have a substantial likelihood of materially prejudicing an adjudicated proceeding in the matter. Notwithstanding, paragraph A, the lawyer may state the claim, the offense, the defense involved, except when prohibited by law, the information contained in a public record, that an investigation of a matter is in progress, scheduling or result of any step in the litigation, request for assistance in obtaining evidence and information necessary thereto. So I guess that covers everything. And then a warning of danger concerning the behavior of a person involved. I don't know, maybe they think that's me. In a criminal case, in addition to 1 through 6, the identity, residence, occupation, and family status of the accused, if the accused has not been apprehended, information related to the aid of apprehension of the person, the fact, time, and place of the arrest, and the identity of the investigating and arresting officers or agencies. Okay. All right, now, so this is kind of weird because this is trying to restrict me from talking about my own public criminal case. Yeah, and this is going to be a gotcha, I just know. Now, also, in addition, if you have not seen it, in the very same matter, we have a federal lawsuit that has been filed as 14 defendants. All but one have been served. The 14th one is supposed to be served tomorrow. As soon as we get everybody served, we're going to post it and share it. And I've already shared it with several people, and we're going to find out where that's going to go. Okay? Oh, my goodness. Lordy, lordy, lordy. It just never stops. It just never stops. So, keep it going. Please get your letters. Take this weekend. Send your letters to me. My time is so busy. I cannot get things at the last minute. Use this weekend. It'll take you 2 hours max to sit down and write it down while you're having coffee in the morning. I've gotten some great letters. People have signed them. They put them in the mail. You can do it too. You can do it. They have to know your stories. And I know you can't do it on your own. You can't go talk to these people on your own for a variety of reasons, but I can. People have sent me messages through Messenger like, well, should I share my story because my child died in foster care? Or, I really did spank my child. Yes, share your story. Give me your story. I'd like to keep it in one page. A couple people went a little over, about 1.5 pages or 2 pages. And if you really have to, I'm still going to take it, okay? I can't take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. Can't do it. And besides, by the time you write that much information, it's so confusing. Nobody's going to understand it. You need to focus on the facts about why your children were taken. Did they refuse to give them back to you? Were there any findings against you? Were you represented well? Did they lie? Did they keep you from getting your services completed? Did they terminate your parental rights? Did they refuse to provide relative placement? Okay. You've heard us talk about them over and over and over. You know what the main things are we look for. All right. Okay. I got to go home. It is late. I am just now getting off from work. All right. I will talk to y'all later. Love you. Thank you. Yeah. Every city does need an attorney like me. It's going to take a while, folks. So got to get buckled down and keep rolling. All right. Love you. Thanks.